They did not win the division, but they're in the playoffs. Lost to the Saints, bad the last time. Lost both games, but the last time they lost very badly. Didn't play well in prime time. But saying that to say this, not even at 43 years old, he was 23 years old. I give Tom Brady an A- on his season this year. I think he played fantastic. I know he probably wanted to play a lot better, but for me, the way Tom played, and right now, when you look at the quarterback position, the days of the drop back quarterback is over. The guy that stands there like a statue, those days, you have to have a guy that can run and throw, like a Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes. That's the new age quarterback, the guy that can roll out of the pocket and also, win with his legs. But for me, I have to say, through everything that Tom Brady has went through this year, the whole NFL has went through. But him moving teams, I give Tom Brady an A- on his play this year.
I gave him a B, and I told you yesterday I had given him a B for the season. I give him credit. He put up better numbers. He played absolutely better than I thought he would. But I'm not going to get carried away with 40 touchdown passes because 30 came against non-playoff teams. Tom Brady went 1-5 against teams that are in the playoffs. He threw 10 touchdowns with 9 interceptions. He was 30-3 against non-playoff teams. Now, and everybody in Pro Football Focus said, Tom Brady, he's scorching hot the last month of the season. Now, let me tell you the teams that he beat the last month of the season. He played the Falcons twice. They have the 32nd ranked pass defense in the NFL, ED. He played the Minnesota.
Wait, what did they do at Kansas?
Well, time out, Skip. I'm going to let you have your turn. They played the Minnesota Vikings, and they played the Detroit Lions. Now, Skip Bayless has little to no respect for my first cousin, Kirk Cousins. He said he's an underconfident overachiever. Now, he just had the greatest passing day this past weekend. He threw for 405 and 4 touchdowns against the Detroit Lions. Now, the Minnesota Vikings, we know how terrible that defense and the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons hung 43 points on the Minnesota Vikings defense. Let that sink in for just a second. That's what he did. Now, Tom Brady, he just lit up for 2 weeks, 2 of the last 3 weeks, the worst pass defense in the NFL. I want to know, where were those numbers against the New Orleans Saints or the Chicago Bears? Did he not play those?
Is it my turn? I can go.
Did Bruce Arians pull a Dougie P and set him out those games? Because I could have swore he played. So, for me, I'm not going to get carried away, Skip. I gave him a B. He played better than I thought he would. But I'm not getting carried away with all those touchdowns against bad teams.
My turn?
Yep.
Allow me to compliment the Rambassador for bringing true Hall of Fame wisdom to this show. Unlike the guy across the table from me, who I hear is also in the Hall of Fame, but I'm never quite sure of that. They say there's a bust up there, and on the show, he's mostly just a bust, but I don't know. The point is, Eric's point, I'm also going to go A-. I cannot defend what happened on that Sunday night against New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
What about a Thursday night?
I cannot defend the Thursday night, especially the end of the game, okay? But this went to this, 40 at age 43. And to Eric's point, I reiterate, with no preseason, really no OTAs except virtual, trying to get to know his receivers in some Tampa Bay park from which they got booted because of corona pandemic quarantine. And then there are no preseason games. He's joined the Succaneers, the worst franchise in all of sports history, winning only 30-odd% of its games. A franchise that hasn't been in the playoffs in 13 years. And he takes them to 11-5, their best record in 15 years. And he does it with 40 touchdown passes, to Eric's point, tied for second in the NFL, with 4,633 yards, which is third in the NFL, in an offense that this man, Shannon Sharp, said he will not work in. It's Bruce Arians, no risk it, no biscuit, bombs away offense. And guess what? Tom Brady led the entire league in air distance. So nobody threw it farther than Tom Brady. And nobody was more successful throwing it deep than Tom Brady. This man told me he lost arm strength. He's declined. He's lost his arm talent. I see 43 going on 23. I see the same old Tom Brady, the same old great GOAT Tom Brady.
Okay, look, can we talk about that? You said he had he threw the most deep passes, but he was 19th in completion percentage. ED, if you
that tends to happen when you throw it that deep.
Oh, so now you want to talk about ED. Let me ask you a question, ED. If you have the most rushing attempts, but you finish 19th in rush yard, is that any good, ED?
No, that ain't.
Okay, then. That's what I'm talking about. See, Skip, look, he got a good look. See, what you try to do, you're like, oh, I'm going to give him an A-. There's levels to this. Let me ask you this, Skip. When somebody says, well, he graduated early. How early? 6 months early or 2 years early? You graduated early in college, right?
Did I?
Yeah.
No.
See, I graduated early.
I thought you said you barely made it.
I'm just saying, I'm making my point is, Skip, let me tell you what my point is. My point is, you have something, well, he graduating early. My brother, the valedictorian in my brother's senior class, was 15 years old. He graduated 3 years early.
Okay.
Okay, somebody getting like 6 months early is not the equivalent. So what you're trying to do, you're trying to hype him up, throwing all these touchdowns against bad teams. I'm not going to let you do it.
Time out. For 4 straight years on Undisputed, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe has tried to send Tom Brady home, saying it's over. You've got to take it home. It's done. You're done.
Well, Skip, I didn't know he was going to go to Tampa and get one of the best receiving groups in the NFL. Do you believe Tom Brady would have put those numbers up with that mess in New England?
No. Well, he knew it. That's why he said, I'm out. But at 43, have you seen him ever be much better than he was at 43? Thank you.
So is he carrying them or are they carrying him?
Oh, he's carrying them. He's taken over the team. He's changed the culture. It's the Patriot way in Tampa Bay.
So what are we going to do about Mike Evans? So how many 1,000-yard seasons did Mike Evans have?
Did he have anywhere near the numbers he had last year when he made the Pro Bowl? No. Did Godwin have it? No. Did they add Antonio Brown when they were 6-2, look like they were the best team in the league? Yes, they did.
They never looked like they're the best team in the league. Stop saying that.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yes.
Shannon, one thing you have to look at. I mean, and you know me, I say, Tom Brady's great. Skip says he's the greatest of all time. I say, no, my guy Joe Montana, but he is great, no doubt about it.
Oh, no question.
He's probably the second greatest. But when you have, and you know this too. You playing pro football. You playing against the guys on your schedule. I mean, and you win 11 football games in your first year. Think about that. A new team. He's the quarterback. He's not a running back. He's not an offensive lineman. He's the guy that's the general of this football team. An offense that does not even fit him. It's not his style. And he still wins 11 football games. Throws 40 touchdowns at 43 years old. I mean, I have to give him his credit. I mean, because like you said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been one of the worst football organizations. When I played, I loved to play against them. I mean, because I could always get 200 yards.
Let me ask you. So you said that. So let me ask you a question. If you played the Buccaneers, twice, and then you played the 30th ranked rush defense, and you played the 28th ranked rush defense. If you played those on your schedule, how many yards you think you have?
Probably a lot, but you know what? But you know what? He didn't put him on the schedule.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how it felt. And think about it. He was in the worst division in NFC East back. They played the Jets. They played the Miami Dolphins.
Yes,
it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same scenario in a way. So hey, but you got the Saints there also. You got the Saints. And
what did he do against the Saints?
Like I said, 11 games. He won 11. He won 11 football games.
You do realize there's 16 on the schedule, right? So what did he do against the Saints, the Bears, Kansas City?
Against the Saints, the Rams.
I don't. No, hold on. So I'm saying, who does the Lions play this weekend? What about the Vikings or the Falcons? Oh, they're not in the playoffs. The teams that he got beat are in the playoffs.
So guess what Pro Football Focus said? They graded Tom Brady the second best quarterback over 16 games for the whole season.
No chance.
Second best to Aaron Rodgers. They graded him better than Patrick Mahomes.
No.
And they conclude in this article that we all talked about yesterday that Pro Football Focus wouldn't count this team out from representing the NFC in the Super Bowl.
I would lose my mind.
Oh,
hold on.
Interesting.
I mean, so what I'm gonna do with Tannehill? What I'm gonna do with Josh Allen? He had a better overall season than those guys? No.
So once upon a time on this show, not too long ago, Eric Dickerson called Tom Brady an old-ass man. And he is an old-ass man, but he's playing like he's a young-ass man. Am I right?
Oh.
You're right. I got to get you right about that, Skip.
But I guess what, ED, I won 5 more cases. They didn't win the division. I came into 2021 down, and guess what happened? I'm already up.
You had to bring that up, Shannon.
I'm up already.
But he who laughs last